This is Chris from T3 Handicapping. Today is Monday, February 17th, 2025. President's Day racing, so pretty good slate here today. I wanted to take a look at a race from the fairgrounds that I kind of like. Race number 7, going a distance of 6 furlongs on the dirt. It's an optional claimer with a non-winner condition of 1. Race rating came out to be an 88. So what you can see here on the screen is I've actually already filled in all of this. Rather than go through the whole process, I'll just quickly walk through my thought process. If you're curious as to kind of how I got to the grid on the right from the stuff on the left, you can go back and watch previous videos where I walk through the whole process. But this one I've already handicapped, and so now I'm just kind of taking you through what my thought process was to keep things a little bit tighter today. So I looked at this race, and you can see up at the top here I color coded these just to make it easy. For me, gold is always the color that kind of represents the gold standard or first place, then green is second, and then red is third, so that's what you see, these color codes. Whites are things that don't really have an impact either way. The heart and flow ratings, are not third, they're factors that have almost no bearing at the fairgrounds for me when I'm looking at horses. So I kind of took that into consideration. So the first thing I did is I looked through here, and I really like this number 3, which is what drew me to the race, primarily because the horse is top in the 3 key categories at the fairgrounds for dirt, which is form, jockey trainer, and speed. So as soon as I saw that, that told me this was a race I wanted to dive deeper into, and so I started with my stack rank, which comes from column X over here. You can see I put that up in the row 2 on my little worksheet over here. Then the next step that I went through was the process of eliminating contenders. And so I decided in this case to eliminate the 6 and the 7. The 6 was probably the hardest one for me to eliminate just because of the class rating. But otherwise, there really wasn't a whole lot to speak of in terms of positive factors. I also eliminated the 7. This one had a sub 10% jockey, a sub 10% trainer on the meet, and the only top category was heart, which, as I mentioned before, doesn't really have any bearing at the fairgrounds. It doesn't really seem to play much of a role in a horse's ability to win. Now, the horse did have a 33% record at the track, which was interesting and something that I thought about, but again, record is kind of one of those secondary factors for me when handicapping dirt at the fairgrounds. So I did end up deciding to eliminate those. I kept the number 2, even though it was last in my stack rank, because of the jockey trainer score, which, as I mentioned, has been a really key factor at the fairgrounds. So after making those eliminations of the 6 and 7, I ended up with 3, 1, 4, 8, 5, 2. I decided not to move that around at all. Based on where I kind of saw the strengths of each horse, I felt like that lined up well with the track profile for fairgrounds. So in this case, the quick check didn't result in any change to the stack rank order. I'm just going to kind of go with what came out. In the end, I decided that the 3 is kind of head and shoulders above. Again, anytime I see a horse that has all 3 of the key categories on top, that's usually a horse I'm gonna lean into for the day. And so this is going to be the horse that I kind of dig into, which is why it's alone in first. Now, it is a Giroux Cox runner, so I do expect this one to get bet down quite heavily. In second place, I like the 1 and the 4. This doesn't deviate from my stack rank at all. I really like the price on the 1, especially with Jose Ortiz riding from that rail position. This is a horse that factors in a lot of those key categories, form, jockey trainer, and speed, all in the top 3, and does have a try over the distance, or a try over the track, even though there isn't a win, which can sometimes be a benefit, I suppose, but definitely not something that I exclusively looked at. The number 4. In this case, didn't have as many of the key factors, but certainly was competitive. Jockey trainer of 40.6. If we look, 43 was the third place horse, so not that far out of it. A top 3 speed runner here, decent form, and then has some of the other secondary factors as well, and just hasn't really had a chance to prove itself over the track. So I went with the 1-4 in second, and then, just kind of utilizing my stack rank 1-4-8-5 in third, and then 1-4-8-5-2, just the way it is. In terms of my ticket construction, I'm going to take the 3 as my win contender. Anytime I just have a single horse in the first place spot, I always use that to win. In this case, I do feel pretty strongly about this horse, so I'm willing to take this one at even money or better. If it drops below even money, I won't play it. I like to play $10 win wagers. You can make that whatever you want to make it. Exactas, I've got 3 exactas that I'm looking to play. Obviously, the 3 over the 1-4, so my first over my second place horses. I'll take those at a value of $12 or more on one. And then I'm also going to run a reverse key because of the morning line odds on the number 1. So if those hold, I'll take the 1 over the 3. But I'm going to demand $20 or more on that one because I don't think the 1 is as likely of a win candidate as the 3. So I need to account for that variance there. So that'll be $3 in total if I play all those combinations, which I may not, depending on prices. I think that 3-4 is in jeopardy of coming out. My try is going to just follow the stack rank, so 3 with 1-4 with 1-4-8-5, and that's going to be a total of $6 for $1 because I have 2 horses in second and 3 horses in third because one of these horses, of course, is going to take second because I'm going to be right on, and so therefore I'll only have 3 choices in third, which is how it comes out to be $6. For my superfecta, I did decide because of the value of the wager, I decided to go ahead and actually just double my 4th place. So instead of going like 3 with 1-4 with 1-4-8-5 with 1-4-8-5-2, I just decided to put the 2 in both third and fourth. The cost wasn't that much more, and if I can get the 2 home at a pretty decent price with Hernandez and McPeak, I think that's going to provide value worth the extra money that I put in. So if you want to play that for 10 cents, it's going to be $2.40 for that ticket. And hopefully within this, we have something that's cashable. We've had a pretty decent run of late, so we'll try and keep that going. Now, if you're looking for more President's Day action, you can go over to horses.bettingnews.com. We've got today's Oaklawn Park card featuring the Ozark Stakes, and then there's a bunch of cards slated for this weekend that we'll have more analysis for on Betting News as well. So Saturday from Gulfstream, Oaklawn, and Santa Anita, as well as Sunday from Aqueduct. So best of luck in all your President's Day horse racing endeavors. And we'll see how it goes. Cash those tickets.